Larry, aka Simino. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Conquering Esterlon. I hope you're all well. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. I hope you've had a great week so far, whatever you've been up to. We're back in the Kenworth K100. We're rolling. We've got a fertiliser spreader on board. And we've got a little small job. They're all, I mean, technically, I suppose they're all small jobs. Because they're all only, it's the one-to-one map. But we're back. We're picking up some extra jobs on here. This one shouldn't be too taxing for us. We are updated. The game is updated now to 1.55, I believe it is. If we can get ourselves out here nice and sturdy. Yeah, I hope you're all well, guys. I hope you've had a great week. Thanks for coming back. Sorry that it's been a little bit of time since the last time we had one of these. Just as with everything, is always just finding the time to record all the various different series I want to have going. We're cruising now. The goal is still
400 meters.
to establish 100% completion in all of the Esterlon.
Turn left.
Esterlon, of course, is the fictional place one-to-one map from the Reforma guys who make Reforma Mexico. We're level 6 at the moment on this profile. If we can creep out a little bit, get some traffic to stop. That's alright, this guy's coming to an end anyway. Yeah, we're level 6 right now. When we get to level 7, we'll get the next body type on the Kenworth. It still won't be the final body that I want, but we'll have a look at it anyway. See what's cracking. I hope you guys are well. It's summer holidays here in the UK where I am. Kids have been off school. At the time of recording this, I'm just wrapping up 2 weeks that I've had off work. So I've got I was due to work overtime today actually, but I just weren't really in the mood for it, to be honest. I woke up with a bit of a headache and didn't sleep particularly well. One of the kids has been having some night terrors the last few weeks, so occasionally she just wakes up screaming at all hours of the night, so it just didn't really feel like it this morning. Got a day off, I have Mondays off anyway, so tomorrow is my last, officially Friday just gone, so it's a Sunday when I'm recording this, so Friday the 8th of May was my last 8th of May, 8th of August was my last official day of leave. We'll see, I don't generally work weekends unless I'm doing overtime. And I don't work Mondays either, so a 4-day week. So yeah, I've got one more day off before I'm back to the grind next week. So tomorrow we'll take the kids out somewhere, and then I've got another. I'm only back in for looks like 2 weeks and a day or thereabouts. And I've got another couple of days off. It's all good. We've had a nice time. Just mounts up, the costs mount up in some holidays because you want to do stuff with the kids, and you want to take them places because you know you don't want them just sitting in the house. But yeah, we've gone to a fair old few places. Some more expensive than others, but it does mount up by the time you've gone out. Fuel, entry prices. Lunch while you're out. assuming you haven't taken a picnic with you. Which, to be fair, we do generally try and do that. If we know we're going to be out somewhere, we do generally try and take a picnic because it's cheaper than buying lunch out. We went to a farm, not a farm, we went to a zoo, like, it's like a wildlife park, I suppose you'd call it. And we didn't take any packed lunch with us. Sort of. Wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was like a last minute thing. The kids had a holiday club in school. So on the day that we went, we offered them the choice to either go to the holiday club, which was like a half day sort of thing, or go to this wildlife park. We've been there before, it's quite a good deal. You can actually walk in some of the animal enclosures with the animals and stuff, so it's quite a good day out. So it was sort of a last minute thing. We spoke about it in the evening with the wife and I, and then we offered it to the kids in the morning. They obviously picked to go to the wildlife park. So it was sort of a last minute thing. And we didn't pack any lunch in us, so we bought lunch there, and it was £63 for lunch. 63 quid. So, you know, that's like half a week's food shopping for us as a family. And we generally spend about £100 to £130 a week on average for food shopping between the 6 of us. And yeah, it was it was a mad one. We were just sort of like, what the f... So yeah, it's that's why it pays to kind of take a packed lunch. Not made of money, so shall we say, is the safest way, and it was just a lot. But it was a nice time. The kids enjoyed it. Kids are great. But yeah, if you're in the UK and you've got little ones, you'll know the expense that's racking up at the moment, and you're probably counting down the days until they're back in school. We've got 3 weeks. Is it 3 weeks? Maybe 3.5 weeks tomorrow, but they're back in school. Can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I know I've got 2 weeks back in work, 2 full weeks back in work, and then I've got 2 days off in the last week of August. We're going to go and see some family, and then they're back to school the week after. So yeah, probably about 3 and a bit weeks, I reckon. The other expense that we've got to deal with imminently is school uniform. That bloody well racks up as well. So. Yeah, other than that, not much been going on. I did a little rearrange of my office, which is why there's not really been much content in the last couple of weeks, because it's taken much longer than I had anticipated. Largely because, to be honest, of my own motivation, if you like. Sort of, you start these things with all of the best will in the world, and you think, oh yeah, what if my office was like that? What if I moved my desk like that? And then before long, sort of get into the project, and you're like, oh, why did I start this? So yeah, in my office space, I've got 2 desks because I work from home. So I've got my sort of main gaming station, if you like, gaming desk, which has got my PC, my monitors, mouse, keyboard, all that stuff. My little homemade wooden sim rig with the chair and the wheel setup, the mic and everything. That's all in one. And I've got a work desk then, which is it's nothing major. It's just a small desk with a drawer. That's where I sit to work from home. And I've got like a big IKEA Kallax unit, which I left that where it is, but yeah, I just fancied a little change around. It's always a little bit of a play around, trying to work out what's like the best layout, what's going to get the best out of the room, what's not going to feel too overcrowded, what's going to not affect like the recording and stuff, because obviously different, same room but different acoustics in different areas of the room. So that's what I've been doing. But like I said, it was one of those when I started it with the best intentions, and then very quickly my motivation to keep going depleted. And then I just ended up having to do it in like fits and starts, really, of doing a bit and then do some other bits around the house, or go out with the kids or whatever, do a bit more, stuff like that. So there's been times where I've wanted to record or wanted to do a live stream, but my setup hasn't been there, because obviously I've unplugged stuff and moved stuff around, and you know, it's just the way it is. But yeah, it's all set now. I've got it all up and running, everything's plugged back in, all my monitors are back in. I've got my Logitech side panel plugged back in, because obviously we've got Farm Sim series going now. Again, which is a surprise that that's been going. On top of that, I've been fighting a little shadow ban with YouTube for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I don't know if it's because I've been a bit sporadic with content or something like that, or whether I've said something in one of the videos which its algorithm has picked up and didn't like. But yeah, I've been really struggling to get my content out in front of people for some reason. You know, generally my content is, you know, if I have over 100 views on a video, that's a really good video for me. So my, you know, my content's not like getting thousands of views as it is anyway. Jailbreak, baby. Yeah. But yeah, I've been my sort of average. I average between sort of like probably 50, 55 to about 80 average views, depending on the series. And to be honest with you, some of the videos have been getting like 3 or 4 views. So it's been a struggle. I was chatting to my friend Linuvwen the other day about it. Sort of said, you know, there's enough going on in my life with work and kids and you know, wife and family and everything like that, that I don't need any other reasons to not create content. Do you know what I mean? There's enough distractions and enough time and resource issues as there is, that I don't need to then be battling the YouTube algorithm more than I need to be. Which then, you know, because it's I've always said, I don't, you know, the views don't really matter to me, right? In a lot of ways, they do and they don't. Like, I do look at the views, that's how I determine whether a video's done well or not. But I don't look at it like, oh, well, that was a waste of time in a lot of ways, because what the whole point of the channel is to grow a little community, which I've been doing. But it is exceptionally disconcerting and disheartening when you know, you put time and effort into a video. I'll record this video here for as a prime example. It'd probably be like a 25-30 minute episode, so it's 25-30 minutes actually to record it. Probably another 10-15 minutes to, or well, maybe another 10 minutes or so to edit, and then another 10 to 15 minutes to render it, and then upload it, however long that takes, probably half an hour or something, I'm not sure. So, you know, you're talking a good couple of hours of time taken by the time everything's factored in. By the time I've done the thumbnail, I've done the description, I've done the title, I've done the scheduling. This one goes up early access to Patreon first, so I have to do a post for that as well. So you're talking probably a good 2 or 3 hours worth of time spent, or time where the PC's used up. And then it is a little disheartening when that video might get, like, at the moment it's getting like 4, 5, 6 views. So no matter, as much as I try to not let it get to me, because no one really fully understands the YouTube algorithm. To be honest with you, I'm not even sure YouTube themselves really understand it, but they they don't tell you much. So yeah, it's a little disheartening, but it is what it is. I'm still plugging through, still trying to make content. I'm still trying to grow. Like I said, the channel's never really been about money, but it'd be nice to get to stages where it is generating a little tiny bit of money, but towards to be able to put it towards the channel, like buying new games or new DLCs or doing more giveaways and stuff with the VTC, because you know I do generate a little bit through the Patreon members I've got, which you guys are absolutely awesome. I love you guys. But other than that, it's everything that thus far, other than obviously I had the Camas partnership, has been pretty much self-funded through my own sort of funds, my own means. So it would be nice to get to a point where it's bringing in a really tiny amount of money just to help with just be able to do more things with the channel, I suppose, do more giveaways, not have to think, right, what can I afford this month to pay out of my own pocket, because, you know, like I said, I've got a family, I've got 4 kids, I've got a wife, got a house to pay for, got a car, all of that stuff. My wife's trying to start a business as well, so a lot of our sort of reserve funds, if you like, is plugged into that at the moment. Yeah, so there's months where it's kind of like, actually I can't do the giveaways that I'd like, or I can't gift people the stuff that I'd like to gift, because, you know, I'm not like, I'm not a hero or anything like that, but I'd like to sort of occasionally randomly gift people in the VTC stuff from Steam and things like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, I think we'll just keep plugging through. That's all we can really do with it. I don't want to dwell on it too long. It does sort of annoy me.
In 400 meters.
I really wish YouTube were clear in what they say, because a lot of what they say seems to be at odds with what actually happens. In the sense of, they say, well, if you upload different types of content, that doesn't affect your channel at all. But then it does, because when I upload, for example, Card Shop Simulator, although that's a card shop simulator, although it's technically a simulator game, I think it's more of a gimmicky kind of game, as much as I love it, and it didn't do very well, it just bombed. And then it's like, they say, well, if you upload multiple videos a day, it doesn't hurt the view rate of any videos, but then in practice I find that it does. If I upload 2 videos in a day, say for example I uploaded 2 videos today, one was this tracking one, and then I did another tracking one immediately after, used exactly the same tags and everything like that. Well, I don't even use different tags. This video, the first one that went out, would probably do pretty alright, about average, but then the second one, even if I put out a couple of hours later, it would bomb. It would absolutely bomb. YouTube wouldn't push it to anyone, and hardly anyone would watch it. So it's just bizarre how it all works. It does seem, though, that they finally admitted that there's a problem on YouTube with the grotesque amount of completely AI generated content, because they moved to demonetize all that kind of content. Which, don't get me wrong, I do think there's use for AI in content creation. You know, like, I can imagine some really good roleplay series with different characters using AI generated voices, so it's not just the same. You know, because I don't mind a roleplay series if it's done well. There was a guy who did a really good roleplay series on FS22. He sort of dropped his channel because he was working, and his channel started taking off. I think he when I found his series, I think he had about 4,000 subs, and in the space of the first like handful of episodes, he ballooned up to about 12,000 subs because it just sort of really took off for him. So he gave up his job. He was fortunate enough that his wife was working a decent-ish job, and they had savings and stuff, and he managed to give up his job and try and go full time.
Keep right.
Then the same thing happened to him. He just succumbed to the wishy-washiness that is YouTube.
Right.
But he did a really good roleplay series, which he doesn't do anymore because he had to go back working, and he's sort of stopped his channel. He had a really good opportunity he couldn't pass up. But he did a great series, but it was always him, either him doing the voices or him sort of going off and saying, "Oh, I'm going to go in and have a chat with them now." And then he'd recap what was, you know, quote unquote said in the conversation.
Right. And pin continue straight.
So those kinds of things, I think there is a use
Continue
for
straight.
AI there, because you could, in my view, I mean, I'm not creative enough to do it, but I feel like you could use AI generated voices there to actually be having the conversation with someone, if you could do it in a way, you know, if you had a
In 400 meters.
way of
Turn
making
left.
it sort of reasonably believable, I suppose, is the way.
Turn left.
But yeah, so they've obviously admitted that there's a problem now, and that AI content's taken over, and it's not what they want it to be. But I think should smash that sign out of the way. I think there is a place for it, but just not
Continue
fully.
straight.
Guys. Yeah, that was enough for me rambling. We are just pulling into the delivery spot now.
In 400 meters. Turn right. Turn right.
Here we go. Just discovered a Western Star dealership. Lovely.
You've arrived. It's been my honor and duty to see you through this mission.
Hopefully we got a nice easy park job. We'll see. Parking. Sneaking suspicious that we're going to be parking in one of these buildings. Looking at the map. Let's have a little look. Parking in there. Can we do a pull through? No, because the just double check something real quick. Trying this thing on when I play now, whether I'm playing on recording or very occasionally that I'll do a odd job on my sort of not recording profile where I'm really trying hard to park from in-cab. Just to and then I do this then to simulate I'm walking around, my foot's on the brake, I'm not moving. And then pull up here. In first gear. Yeah, that's what I do, sort of. Just so I can get a bit better at parking. I don't know if it's working out. Because we're all... What are we stuck on now? Apparently. Yeah, just... We all know that my parking is not entirely the best. I think we are... We'll take that. So handbrake on, in the neutral. Let's get the brake undone, the trailer undone. Yeah, that was a pretty nice job of the park there, if I do say so myself. Distance driven 18 miles, fuel time taken 29 minutes, fuel consumed 4 gallons. Ridiculous $101,802 for pay, and we got 1,950 XP. We got a whopping 1,200 XP just for a high value cargo bonus, which I didn't realise that we were getting that. So that's cool. Current company job offers. Let's stick that up on the high value anyway. The only one we've got is heading back down to probably want to be heading up though, really. I'd like to get up to Morrowind first before we start heading back. So what I'll do is we'll leave it there for now. We'll find another job in the sort of local area, and we'll take that and try and go back upwards a little bit before we start heading back down. And see how we get on. But that's going to do us for now, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. If you're watching this on early access through Patreon, then you guys are legends. If you're watching this on YouTube through regular access, you guys are also legends. If you'd all hit the like button, that'd be awesome. And subscribe if you're not already. Leave me any thoughts, feedback, tips, tricks, comments, whatever you like down below. And we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.